Network.
Good morning, Missouri. This is Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, and you're listening to the Monday Morning Sports Report on the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented, as always, by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Burgess and Associates, the Bank of Billings, and Liuna. Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State University. And coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. And now on this day in history, presented by Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. In 1541, Spanish explorer De Soto and his expedition discover the Mississippi River, like they wouldn't have found that anyway. In 1886, Jacobs Pharmacy in Atlanta sells the first Coca-Cola product, which at that time contained cocaine or coca leaves. In 1929, the New York Giants pitcher Carl Hubble no hits the Pittsburgh Pirates 11-0 at the Polo Grounds in New York City. In 1945, German General William Keitel formally surrenders to the Allies represented by the United States, the UK, France, and the Soviet Union in Berlin. In 1966, on May the 8th, the only home run ever hit out of Baltimore's Memorial Park, hit by Oriole outfielder Frank Robinson. More from Coach Robinson, or Manager Robinson, in a few minutes. In 1968, Jim Catfish Hunter of the Oakland A's pitches a perfect game versus the Twins and wins 4-0. Back to Frank Robinson. On April 8th, 1975, Frank Robinson becomes the first African-American baseball manager in history, or at least that's what the history books and Wikipedia would tell us, but it's not true. You see, 2 years earlier on this day, May the 8th, 1973, in San Diego, when with Fergie Jenkins on the mound for the Chicago Cubs, the manager, Whitey Lockman, gets ejected by home plate umpire Shag Crawford, and none other than Artie Banks assumes the managerial role, technically becoming baseball's first African-American manager. In 1984, Minnesota Twins outfielder Kirby Puckett debuts, going 4 for 4. Going back to a sad moment on this day, in 1902, Mount Pelée on the French overseas island of Martinique erupts over the city of Saint-Pierre, killing 30,000 people and leaving only 2 survivors. And yes, I said 2. One survivor, Ludger Silberius, died in 1929 at the age of 55. He was an Afro-Caribbean man who was one of the survivors of that volcano on the island of Martinique during the 1902 eruption. Saint-Pierre, known as the Paris of the West Indies, was in the direct path. He was in the direct path of the flow, which destroyed the city and killed an estimated 30,000 people. Fortunately, he was in jail and was able to escape with minor burns. Later went on to work with Barnum and Bailey Circus in the early 1900s. The other survivor, Leon Capriere Leandre, little known about. He's since kind of retreated completely from the public after the disasters. Rescuers found him, sent him to the town of Fort de France, where he was labeled as a madman. Shortly thereafter, he was deputized and sent back with a gun to protect the ruins from looters. After a week of duty, he left the city on May 20th, 1902, and started back towards Fort de France. He barely escaped the second death cloud, eventually settled in the village of Montrouge, only to have another cloud pour through on August 30th, 1902. He was again one of only the few who survived. He lived on the island until his death in 1936, resulting from a fall. Stay tuned for page 2.
believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
In other news, Paul Goldschmidt homered 3 times on Sunday. The St. Louis Cardinals stopped an 8-game losing streak, their longest skid in 16 years, with a 12-6 win over the Detroit Tigers on Sunday. Goldschmidt had 4 hits and 4 RBIs in his third 3-homer game of his career, and the first since March 29th, 2019 against Milwaukee. Had a solo home runs in the first and third inning, and then a 2-run drive in the 8th to give the Cardinals 12 runs. Cardinals, incidentally, are now 11-24, 13 games under 500. Little known fact, during Yadier Molina's entire Cardinal career, they were never 13 games under 500. In Kansas City, Salvador Perez homered, and the Kansas City Royals beat the Oakland Athletics 5-1 on Sunday to avoid being swept in the series between the teams with the worst records in Major League Baseball. Kansas City now 9-26, lost 2 of 3 to the A's, who are 8-27, and dropped to 1-10 in series this season. Perez went 3 for 4 with a 462-foot home run over the left field fountains and scored 3 times. Miguel Garcia scored Perez with an RBI single, giving the Royals a 2-1 lead in the 4th. Nick Prado hit a 2-run double in the 8th to highlight a 3-run inning. Ryan Yarbrough, now 1-4, pitched 5 2/3 innings and allowed 1 run over 3 hits with 2 strikeouts and hit a batter. Yarbrough was removed from the game in the 6th after getting hit in the face by a line drive that was 106.2 miles per hour off the bat of Ryan Noda. Yarbrough was able to walk off the field with the assistance of trainers. In Kentucky, Missouri State saw its 13-game conference win streak and 9-game overall streak end in the first game of Saturday's doubleheader at Murray State, but rebounded in Game 2 to split the twin bill and claim its 6th consecutive Missouri Valley Conference Series victory. The Bears, now 29-17, 16-5 in the Missouri Valley Conference, have won 13 of 15 overall and 14 of their last 15 in league play, with a series at a third-place Southern Illinois on tap for next weekend before closing out at home with first-place Indiana State. Missouri plays its final scheduled non-conference game on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. when it hosts Lindenwood at Hammonds Field. The Drury Panthers clinched the Great Lakes Valley Conference tournament bid even while being idle this weekend and will be the number 6 seed in the league bracket. Drury will take on third-seeded Maryville in the opening round on Thursday at 12:30 p.m. at Mountain Dew Park in Marion, Illinois. The Panthers are 27-3 and ended the regular season 17-15 in the conference to finish in a three-way tie for fifth with Indianapolis and William Jewell. Head-to-head records serving as the tiebreaker, UIndy went 5-3 among the three teams head-to-head to obtain the fifth seed, while the Panthers were 4-4 in those games, and William Jewell was 3-5 in head-to-head and will be the seventh seed. Maryville is 32-16 and went 21-11 in the GLVC to finish third. The Saints swept Drury in a four-game series in St. Louis in the first week of March, but two of the four games were decided by a single run. Maryville won 3-2 and 14-6 on March the 4th, then swept the Panthers a day later 7-2 and 6-5. All four were non-conference games on the schedule. The Saints were ranked third in the Midwest region last week, and they will be Drury's opponent. Baptist Bible College, the baseball Patriots begin the postseason today in the NDAG Regional, weather permitting. The regional should last through at least Thursday. This year's regional is being held at Bobcat Field on the campus of College of the Ozarks in Point Lookout, Missouri. The Patriots of College of the Ozarks are the top seed in the regional and will await the winner of the play-in game between Grace Christian University and Randall University. Those two squads square off at 9 a.m. this morning to determine who will play the Patriots at 7 p.m. Also on Monday, the outcome of the 7 p.m. game will determine whether the Patriots are on the winner's side of the bracket or will have to come out of the loser's side of the bracket in order to try and win the regional. If the Patriots win on Monday, they will play Tuesday at 11:30 against the opponent to be determined later. If the Patriots lose on Monday, they will play at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network and the Missouri Sports Report on the Missouri Sports Network. Presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, who supply us with our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Weeks and great Chevys, great Chevrolet vehicles throughout the country and especially in Southwest Missouri. We'll be right back after this.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
And now page 3. Class 1 and 2 district track meets were held Saturday in 8 locations across the state of Missouri. I was in attendance at Class 1 and 2 District 6 at Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar. In Class 1 boys, freshman Cash Anderson of Ballard High School had a pretty good start, winning gold in the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the 400 meter. And sophomore Zane Becker of Rich Hill took gold in the long jump and triple jump. Class 1 girls saw senior Carly James of Appleton City win gold in the 200 meter, the 400 meter, and silver in the 100 meter dash. In Class 2, Ashgrove senior John Rollhouse captured gold in the triple jump, a skill which he rarely gets to practice due to the fact that he is also the starting catcher on the Class 1 number 1 ranked team in the state, the 19-0 Ashgrove Pirates, who played Ava on Saturday and won the game 15-0. In golf, most districts will take place today outside of class districts that took place on May the 4th. In District 1 and Class 5 at Festus, the champion Ian Allen Lambert of Jackson shot an even 72. Finishing first was CBC at 301, Chaminade in second at 315. Jackson finished third at 320, and SLU finished fourth at 326. District at River Cut, George Allen Lewis of Kickapoo wins the championship going 5 under 67. Elias finishes first at 292. Nixa in second place at 294. Kickapoo finishes 9 strokes back of Nixa at 3:03 and Carthage at 3:11. Girls soccer districts begin Saturday across the state, and there will be 161 baseball games on the schedule today, with districts on the docket for later this week. Join us today at 11 o'clock at Pizza Ranch, and yes, I said 11 o'clock today. Lots of food, fun, and fellowship for the Leadoff Club. We will have our awards banquet and should be out of there by 12:15, 12:30. I hope you have a wonderful day here on Monday, May the 8th, and always the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. 3 seconds. Hey, be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Have a great day.